Hello friends, this is your host EP1 and welcome to the very first 1v1 video on the official Imperial channel. We have two players here, pretty known French players, Eilean, who's always active in the community, and Rorodu, who's an Imperial member himself, fighting on a 1v1 choke point map. As we can see, there's not a lot of wood going on, yet we can find some free food like those cows. A lot of fish. I suspect them going Europe this map. Everything seems to go alright at the start. Warehouse, Rorodu is a bit late, but this is like the 4th second of the game, so it doesn't matter. Let's see how this will go. Yes, warehouse, house. Very nice, only like a second lost. Already getting his informations up. Good start for Eilean. Both of them are building houses right now. Now, I know a bit about those players since I've played against both of them a few times, so I'm sure this will be a good game. Yet, I don't know what to expect from their strategies. All I know is that Rorodu is rather aggressive at the start of the game, but Eilean, I don't really know. I was told he got better lately, so I hope we can see some action from here. There is some metal on the map. 5k at the start, 10 on the middle, so taking this middle will be a crucial spot. I think it's possible to wall this off to secure it from the enemy, as long as you really need to push them. If not, you can always have your army there. Roro seems to be already scouting Eilean. Both of them seem to be taking upgrades, yes. They don't need the berry upgrades because of the free food they have. But thankfully they took the wood upgrade. Eilean was a bit late since he took it at 27 workers. I usually do it at 18 to 21 workers. He is in a bit of a rush though, since building things with 5 workers is a bit expensive. But since his eco is in a good spot, the warehouse is pretty nice. He will have to build a new one here. He seems to be pumping out some food and wood. Roro is having the same thing going on, building with a lot of workers, having a good warehouse. The scout from Eilean is dead, yet Roro is low on resources. I suspect it's because he should have... Yes, he took all the hours for slingers and is spamming them right now. Like I said, Rorodu is a very aggressive player. He likes to secure the food and then push with army as fast as possible. He has a almost full army at 5 minutes of the game, which is impressive since he's going Europe at the same time. You can see that he has 32 workers already compared to Eilean, who has 45, which is a big difference. Roro, he might push in the Stone Age, but I don't think he has chosen the right approach to this one, because that's a lot of workers lost by just not making them. Eilean can just defend easily by having bulwarks and staying in place with his slingers. Although we can see that Roro is dancing, which gave him a lot of time. Now Eilean started to do the same, but I am afraid that it's a bit too late because he lost a bit of workers. He's not taking the population upgrade yet, which is well strange considering that he has already upgraded 12 workers. I would upgrade 8 more for 20, put them on farm. Yes, very nice. Take the population upgrade. Roro though already is in the next age with 19 upgraded workers, very nice, and almost have got the population upgrade going on. Still pumping up slingers, obviously. He has in total 25 workers on food, which will nicely increase his eco. And well, as we can see, he got into Eilean's wood lane. Yet, just one worker has fallen. Isn't too bad, could be better. I think that Eilean still is in the lead. One worker isn't that much considering to how many workers Roro lost. But hey, everything can be fixed. Your enemy will also make mistakes. They are not X Factor after all. But, as we can see, Eilean is struggling with resources. He has too few workers on food and way too much workers on wood, while still not having a better warehouse. The time he spent on this warehouse has taken a lot of resources from him, just not rebuilding one. And since he's still in his base, it will be hard to upkeep this wood line. As we can see, he's bringing them from a rather far place. This will surely cost him, since they are blocking themselves. Although he has gotten his resources back, and can maybe power spike into Iron Age if he chooses to. Just right after he upgrades his workers, he should be able to make more production buildings and upgrade his fighting pitch. As long as he can upkeep his army, he should be able to go next age. He lost one worker, which isn't ideal, he shouldn't have, but hey, it's better than losing 10. As you can see, Eilean is at 52 workers and 2 boats, as Roro is at 47 and 0 boats. So he's still leading, despite Roro's pushing him all the time. But the key difference is that Eilean is leading in wood and obviously workers. But Roro cannot go next age because he has to upgrade his houses, and to do that he has to wait. Yet his wood eco is far superior, so overall he will be faster in it. As we can see, Roro is pushing with some production units from the Bronze Age. Looks like he won't be going for horses this game, which, I mean, I get it. It's a pretty clogged up map, but if Eilean eats up this wood line, then those horses can do a lot of damage. And besides, it's always good to have horses for medieval age, since in second medieval you can upgrade them to, well, cuirassiers, which, as we know, did pretty high damage to buildings. Roro seems to be pushing out with archers. This will be really hard for Eilean to defeat, since he has only slingers. They have no building damage, keep that in mind. All those towers, all those archers, they keep pumping up the DPS. But it is not over yet. As long as Eilean can, well, get ahead of Roro, since he has 60 workers, the perfect number to go next age. He could go Iron Age perhaps, and get his archers and maybe heavy spearmen to tank the damage and destroy all of this. It is rather hard for him as he cannot make towers here, but I'm pretty sure they can manage something. As we know, French people like to win, and maybe in history they gave up easily, but war selection isn't history, and they do the opposite here. Roro seems to be... Oh, it was Roro that had 60 workers. So Roro is maybe in the lead right now. Yes. Roro has 63 workers and he's getting boats, while Eilean has 57 workers, 5 boats, and is medieval. So Roro is winning all workers. Sorry, he's not medieval, he's Iron Age. He should be getting the upgrades right now. He is. Very nice, never forget. He has taken the archer upgrade. Oh. This is going to be hard. A lot of resources wasted on upgrading these slingers. He shouldn't have. Slingers are as good as archers when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, or rather bow to sling combat. And it doesn't seem like he can destroy any buildings as of now. That was a bit of a waste, in my opinion. Right now, Eilean seems to be having a hard time, as everything in his base is open, and he almost lost his worker. Rorodu is just pushing relentlessly from all the sides. Still not going medieval because he's lacking food. Which, I mean, he's making a lot of stuff, so that's why. But once he gets the boats, he will be able to have a lot of army while still having all the resources. And as we can see, he made those stables in the front, which many of the people in Watch section could find as strange. But this is actually a very good idea, since he can just make a ram to push Eilean right now. Archers won't be enough to stop archers with rams. And for all the damage he can deal, all the barracks he can destroy and the towers, that will be a very good choice. As we can see, the horses went in already. Killed one worker. Probably will kill two. That is some weird macro. 2, 3. 4, 5. Yeah, Eilean is behind a lot, struggling for his resources. Yet he got medieval age right now. Roro has 62 workers, 3 boats, also medieval. He took all the upgrades. He's taking a population upgrade right now, yet he forgot the upgrade for horsemen, which isn't ideal, of course. Didn't also take his attack speed upgrade, so his horses are as weak as they come. But right now he can just spam units, and especially those squads will deal a lot of damage. Now, I am not sure of this, because Eilean has upgraded all of his, well, most of his stone workers, well, wood workers, let's say that, and this decreases his wood eco by 10%. I mean, not 10% per se, but close to it. Considering that he's behind, well, he has a lot of resources, I have to admit. He might have a big opportunity to push back right now. Yet, I don't think he's as experienced as Roro and may struggle and panic. As we can see right now, his eco is going very deep down. He needs to... yes, very nice. Made the warehouse. Roro is still taking care of the spot, taking out his first catapult, which, well, with a bit of luck can shoot down some archers and take the towers, but unfortunately he did not notice that he cannot get out, having to destroy this catapult and perhaps stop making them, since I don't think you can go through there. I think you have to destroy this barrack as well. Now, the big difference between Roro and Eilean is that, well, the difference in workers, yes. Roro has 71 workers, while Eilean has a lot less. But Roro has his production upgraded, which makes his army a lot stronger. Although he's going straight to the towers, and I don't think that's the right choice. I would put half the army here and go half the army at the bottom side to snipe out the workers. As we can see though, Eilean has taken advantage of the sea and now is bullying Roro. He isn't doing the worst, I have to admit. Roro is struggling on metal and wood, while Eilean has way too many resources. He should be making houses faster and especially making more army and upgrading everything he can. This is just way too much resources. Keep that in mind that whenever you upgrade bronze barracks into East medieval barracks, you cut 7 seconds of archer production and 40 wood. When it comes to longer periods of fighting, that can win you most battles, and Sentinel will. The catapults are pushing right now, and this is interesting. Rorodu happens to come with siege ships at the middle of the map. This won't be ideal for Eilean, sorry. As he can simply snipe his houses right now. That is, of course, if he can defend those boats, shouldn't be a problem. But he might just have something in mind. Now, this is a crucial moment for Eilean, as if he does not push, then it is over for him. Keep that in mind. He used all of his iron and cannot simply go next stage, while Roro has 82 workers, sorry. That's a lot compared to Eilean. Well, now he's losing them. But oh, that's not good. Come on, my guy. Just put them back. You don't have to have it by the sea. You're just going to lose them. And he lost like 5. He needs to get more houses, and especially take the iron like he's doing right now. At the front, nothing is changing, as we can see. Eilean is going into a better hand right now, as he has made more production. Yet, strangely, he's not making it out of all the barracks. He's not using them by their full potential. And well, his eco seems to be struggling like a lot. He made so many barracks. It's possible that he wants to end it right now, and that should be what he should be aiming for. He has less workers, which is actually right now better for him, as he cannot really defend for forever. That lets him have a bigger army right now. Although I am sure that he needs some catapults. He just cannot push with only archers. There will come a time where he has to destroy those buildings, and he cannot do that in a second with archers only. As we can see, he took the advantage on the sea and is now being aggressive towards Rorodu on his base, which is perfect. Instead of taking down those buildings though, he should be aiming for the houses to decrease his army. And since Eilean can have a lot more army, that would make it very good for him. It could turn the tide of the battle 180 degrees, just like that. We can see Rorodu abusing the fact that he has only archers and making the ram. Which, if he didn't block his ram with the archers, would be very strong for him. Hopefully he will realize that he needs to move those archers out of the way and then push. Eilean got 150 pop and seems to, he should be doing something in his temple, but seems to be relaxed. And since he's doing, oh, this tiger is very unlucky. 6 kills on the tiger. That's 6 workers dead to the animals. He seems to not be making squads, which, I mean, it's okay, but I think he should have something to tank for him. Roro seems to be making even more workers. I don't think that's the perfect idea. He has way too much workers. But I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter as much as it would matter if the game was more even. Since Roro has all of the resources and he can just take as much as he wants from them. Abuse all the resources he can and then go straight for Industrial. As you can see, he's struggling on the wood, which refrains him from even going second medieval age. He is struggling because he has 34 workers on the food. That's not good. He needs to get more workers in the middle like he just did and just get more wood. He keeps losing those houses which he will certainly have to rebuild. There is no other way. He just cannot not rebuild them. And that's why Eilean has a very strong hand despite not having any metal. Because, well, Roro isn't going next age, which basically means that he doesn't care about metal at this point. Eilean only will care about metal when Roro goes next age or starts going next age. Or he doesn't have metal to produce his siege ships, if they even cost metal. I do not remember. No. Yes, they do. 150. He can make about 4 siege ships right now and then will run out. But keep that in mind, he can always make 4 and defend them with other ships. And if he does that, Roro will have a hard time. All of this can be destroyed from the sea. Well, not this, but the production can be destroyed from the sea. What he should do right now is get with ships here, destroy those two, so Roro cannot possibly make anything on the naval side of the map, and just keep playing like this until he eventually pushes him, because as we can see, he's doing a great job at pushing him. Having less workers, having fewer amount of workers is an advantage for Eilean right now. That lets him push right now. If not for having less workers, this wouldn't be happening. Although Roro has a lot of resources and Eilean, while still having way too much wood, which we should be spending, cannot keep up like this forever. Eventually Roro will hit second medieval and either will want to end this with gunpowder units and just take the sea by advantage since he has all the iron he needs to, or he will just go industrial and end it with death sites. Both of those ways look grim for Eilean, though the first catapult came out ready to strike, and if Roro doesn't do something quickly to get better units, or at least protect this better, then it might be hard for him. Keep in mind though, Eilean cannot go next age. He doesn't have the metal. And to get that metal, he needs to take this from Roro. So until he destroys all of this, he cannot go second age. And Roro is already there. He's taking the upgrades. He's probably not sure if he can go industrial yet. But he is taking the gunpowder upgrades. Meaning that we'll see some straylets, of course. Although I think that getting straylets as of now is a bit of a waste, since they are just a shadow of what they can be. 23 damage, but the attack speed is just horrendous. Well, I guess whatever keeps him living. It's not like he has a bit of a choice. What can save him though is getting vision. Vision can be crucial to sniping those catapults and having your own catapults somewhere hiding behind. Or even better, having cannons. Maybe behind those trees shooting at everything. That would be very good for him. As we can see, he even took the upgrade, which most of the people forget about. That's very good from him. It will increase his eco and thus allow him to make more army while still going next age. He just cancelled it. As we can see, he got more resources to upkeep with this. it was the right choice, considering that he's struggling with those resources right now. Those archers are just not allowing any unit to live. The bad thing is that he's not putting enough pressure on those production units. Eilean needs to be working with those catapults all the time. 1 second lost is always some resources lost as well, because you need to pump out new archers at the same time. The big problem right now is that Roro has taken the advantage of naval and is right now trying to snipe his temple. If he doesn't win it quickly, Eilean will just have to give up. There is nothing else he can do. This temple will go down if he doesn't get his own boats or get the catapults there to block them from firing. Doesn't look good for him. Even more that he stopped his production for no reason. He has so much resources. Is he giving up? Or did he just forget? All of the woodlands are going down. He will soon have to risk his workers for this, unless he just wants to stay. He did not upgrade those workers though, which for now is better, since he gets more wood this way, and he cannot go next age. Although the resources on Roro's side are a bit lacking, the wood is really not looking the best. This eco could be improved, but I guess he's stressed out, and who wouldn't be? He's about to lose if he doesn't use his advantage. All of those upgrades should be up right now. The cannons are coming, which, like I said, are superior to catapults because of their bigger range and accuracy. Although accuracy is up to luck, as we know. I would still get the vision. If we take the fog of war, Roro cannot see those catapults and cannot possibly destroy them, while those catapults bully everything this whole time. There are 3 catapults he cannot see. They're just destroying those buildings and he cannot do anything about it. He is still destroying this though. And the bad part is that Eilean cannot repair this forever. It takes iron to repair the medieval town hall. He has 300 iron. If that doesn't be enough, if that won't be enough, it's GG for him. Despite all of these resources, what he really needs is iron, and the iron is right here. Still though, Roro seems to have stopped making straylets, which is a surprise, because he does have the resources. He's not going next stage. He's not producing workers to have more army. He should be getting straylets right now. They do not take much more time than archers to produce, only 1 second more, and yet they are much superior to them. He has the resources, he should be doing it. I guess he just fears that he is going to lose, and who wouldn't? Everyone does. So it looks like he walled himself off, which is really a panic move. There's nothing else to it. Even if he walls this off, he has nothing in his base to do. If this place is out for Roro, it's GG. There is nothing in his base to be wished for. At this point, making those walls is just a waste of wood. Either he gives it all to fight, or it's GG. But, as we can see, he is getting bombardier ships, already destroying everything. I don't think he realizes that Eilean doesn't have iron, as he's destroying buildings instead of just focusing on destroying his town hall. But as we know, everything is involving risk in war selection. Those workers seem to have had a problem with their AI going around the woodline, as always, anyways. Or not, he just wanted to push them with the Guardian Towers and take care of the iron, which, well, is something he needs to do. Right now, if Roro would like to, still disable all the iron income to Eilean, what he could do is just, make buildings here so he cannot make a warehouse. It will always take a minute from his time. Well, it is looking bad for Roro, but at the end, Eilean still doesn't have any resources. He's trying to sacrifice his own workers for this iron, and Roro, for some reason, is backing down with those ships, even though he cannot defend them with anything. Killing those ships with this one galley will take forever. It has 10 times 5 damage, but the galleys have 9.0 armor thickness. That means that on average, this can only deal 1 damage to those bombardier ships. It would take forever, maybe even longer than Roro destroying his town center with those 2 bombardiers. Although, helping out in the battle isn't the worst idea either, as it's surely better than just wasting them by not doing nothing. Eilean is still sacrificing the workers though. Well, to be honest, that's the right thing to do, since he's always producing them, and yet all he needs is iron. If Eilean doesn't have iron, he cannot win. It's that simple. Roro is just going next age, straight to Industria, and he seems to have forgotten to replenish his food. It is a pretty much stalemate right now, but keep in mind, right now it's Roro who struggles. The tides have turned. He has mined his iron and is slowly getting rid of his wood, while Eilean is the one right now who has taken advantage of the iron right here. Even though he has to sacrifice workers for it, he can eventually mine it, and Roro had to just stop going next age because he couldn't upkeep with how much iron he needs. Like I said, I think it would be better to finish it with Straylets if he cannot get this iron back. Because so far, as it looks of now, Eilean is doing better even with the lack of resources. If this will go like this forever, and Roro will mine everything without being industrial, he will eventually lose, since Eilean seems to be better at pushing in medieval, which is obviously because of the worker difference. Right of now it isn't that high, but right now he has taken the advantage of vision. Roro cannot see those catapults. He simply cannot take them down. They are just 3 damage for Eilean. And well, as far as we know, those bombardier ships are doing a lot. But it's simply, well, he can either strike those bombardiers whenever he wants to. Since Eilean does have the resources to do that, he should be getting some navy to at least stop the bullying from those bombardier ships. Or he can just rebuild those houses and not care. After all, he has all the woodland he needs. And he is still sacrificing the workers for this iron. Finally, Rorodu has got his vision. And maybe, just maybe, all the tides will turn right now. This vision tower was all he needed for a long time. Still cannot go next stage, obviously, because, well, this iron isn't his anymore. And if he cannot go next stage, he should right now think if he can go next stage this game, and is it worth it? Or he should just give up on it and make the best army he can. Straylets, cannons, catapults if he doesn't want to use all his iron in one go. And just push. He needs to choose. If he wants to go iron industrial age on this game, which at this point obviously cannot happen. There is no wood, there is just a bit of iron left. Well, enough, but he needs to win this first. So right now the best choice is just to choose. If he wants to stay medieval the entire game and win in second medieval, which is still an age higher than his opponent, or does he want to risk it all and go industrial, have barely any resources, yet have an advantage in technology? In the end, Roro seems to be indecisive. It may cost him the game if this upkeeps. As we can see, Eilean is pushing even farther with those towers. As soon as this vision tower goes down, Roro is going to get pushed again. And this will be a huge problem for him. He is going steady on iron right now, since now Roro is the one that keeps it. I am sure that Eilean will do his best to get this down. As far as Roro can mine this iron, he is stronger than Eilean. He is superior than him. He is doing something with this iron. He is making those cannons. He isn't though making more bombard. And as I was saying, the game has ended with Roro's victory, since he has sniped Eilean and Eilean did not repair in time. Even I haven't expected it. I forgot to look at the minimap, and Roro just won himself the game that looked pretty dark in my eyes, because he just hasn't used all the potential he could in his age. But as we can see, he has clearly won the game, because his town hall is down, and Roro's town hall stays. Well, that's a good timing, I suppose. Thank you for watching this first game on the Imperial official channel, and be sure to check out for more. Videos should be coming at least once a week, and more might even come earlier. But for now, it is a goodbye to you. Thank you for viewing this video, and may you have a good day. Thank you for the players for playing this game and giving me the replay. Again, Roro50 and Eilean, both very nice people, had a probably good time playing this, as I know they are friends. I hope you've learned something from this game, and see you in the next one. Looking into the good and bad things both players have done, we shall start off with Rorodu50. His list isn't that big compared to his opponents, which explains why in the end he has won. Since this is the first video in this series, I haven't spent much time analyzing their mistakes and picked off some of the most important ones. I hope you understand. Let's start with the good things he has done. And that's obviously picking up the food at the start of the game. This boosted his eco by a high amount. Keep in mind that workers gather fish much faster than berries or meat. Another thing he has done well might be his forward base, which kept Eilean in place. I think that allowed him to gain some time and focus on his eco a bit more, while not being pressured. Coming on to his mistakes, there haven't been many besides not doing enough things at once, like controlling his naval army, while fighting and keeping an eye out for his eco, but that is something every player has to learn with experience. His biggest problem though would be not making enough workers. He has been losing some and not making new ones due to being pop-capped or other reasons. That slows down his age progression and obviously lets him have less resources to fight with. But overall I'd say pretty good job. Giving Eilean a turn, after watching the replay we already know that there are many more mistakes on his side. Let's take a look on what he did right and wrong. Once again, this would have been bigger if this was a future video. Taking a look at the good side of things he did, we don't see much difference. He, of course, also has taken the free fish which might have saved his life for a long time. After that, some of the good things he did might have been stacking his army and using vision to his advantage to push Rorodu. Now, the bad side. His mistakes aren't too small, of course some bigger than the others, but they eventually lead to his demise. Let's start off with the obvious, and that's again, low worker production. I'm sure we will be seeing this mistake very often in this series, as it is one of the heaviest mistakes most players do, and moving away from it is often what makes the difference between a good player and a great one. Secondly, we could see Eilean rushing with his army into Rorodu's forward base. This was devastating for him. Not being able to kill a single worker, he lost a lot of units going right into his towers and army, which costed him a bit of food. This mistake is not by any means critical, but it's worth not doing it in the future and saving the food, as the next time he would be on 0 food, well, he wouldn't be without making this mistake. As third, comes in a pretty uncommon mistake to see in 1v1s, which is upgrading your entire army in front of the enemy. You can see Eilean trying to dance and minimize his losses, but this was not the smartest idea, especially since upgrading slingers into archers is a huge waste of food. Lastly, we can see that Eilean has not upgraded his barracks for quite a while. This is important due to the upgraded barracks requiring 40% less food per archer and a big difference in production time. Without these mistakes, his chances would have grown. As you can see, the difference in workers for both players is rather interesting. You would think that Rorodu would be leading the entire game, but actually, both had their fair shares of ups and downs. We can analyze those numbers and understand how and why the game went like it did. First of all, it was easier to make a forward base for Rorodu because of the lower worker count, which grew his army in numbers. Later on, this did hurt Rorodu as he couldn't keep on with the production with his low eco and help Eilean out. Remember, while defending, it is always easier to have more workers than while attacking. And at the end, the numbers have switched. Which is why Eilean was the one pushing, but Rorodu finally came out on top. Let's talk about some eco. Rorodu did a pretty good job on it, so we will be focusing on Eilean. First of all, at the start of the game we can see a bunch of mistakes that could have been easily avoided. We can see that Eilean has sent a lot of his workers to the same tree, which ended up blocking them and lowering his eco production. Besides that, the length which they had to travel to drop the resources was huge, especially for early game. Remember to always fix your eco before hitting Bronze Age. This might have cost him a lot in the long run. Now later, we can see Eilean struggling a lot as he has not made any new warehouses before medieval. The one warehouse he did have could have been placed a bit better. Although it's okay, not the end of the world. For like 1 minute, that is. Lastly, while fighting with his last breath against Rorodu, his eco was awful. His workers were running miles to reach the warehouses. The one warehouse he did have, on the stone, was okay, but his bad eco might have lost him the game. And with that, I would like to guide you towards some other content creators as a part of the Imperial Partnership Program, which revolves around connecting the community and helping them have a good time. Currently, the only content creator to join me in my partnership is Cheese Will Lord. Please make sure to check him out. Link in the description of the video.